covering local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
A surprise resignation today by a member of the Raleigh City Council.
Mayor Mary Ann Baldwin tweeted she accepted Sage Martin's resignation over claims of unwanted sexual behavior.
CBS 17's Amy Cutler digging deeper tonight to find out what happened. Amy.
Allegations which surfaced earlier today. He is accused of making unwanted sexual advancements in recent years. Now, in a statement on Twitter, Raleigh Mayor Mary Ann Baldwin called the allegations against Martin shocking and said she'd accepted his resignation. Quote, any type of unwanted sexual behavior is unacceptable and cannot be tolerated or excused, especially when perpetrated by someone in a position of influence or power. The development follows an investigation by the News and Observer, who spoke with 4 current and former NC State students. Martin was first elected to City Council last fall. He became one of the first openly gay members. Now, we want to stress that Sage Martin is not facing any criminal charges. We reached out to Raleigh Police, along with officials at NC State. They tell us he is not the subject of any investigation. Now, we plan to speak with one of his accusers. We're going to have more on that coming up live tonight at 11 o'clock. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
Amy, thank you. Raleigh police have released several body camera videos from an incident with protesters on June 18th. CBS 17's Imani Payne has been going through all those videos. She joins us live tonight. Imani, what do those videos show?
Yeah, well, the videos show a tense struggle, a woman and a teen girl getting dragged and arrested while protesting. It's got a lot of people talking tonight, but Chief Brown says it was important to release these videos in an effort to be transparent. Now, in the footage, we see a young girl with a megaphone screaming at an officer on a motorcycle and blocking him. We later see an officer snatch away that megaphone, then drag the girl across the street before arresting her. That girl, later identified as a minor, could be heard screaming and crying. We also see another woman holding on to the teen girl. She's heard saying she's 17, I can't let her go, and asking the officers, quote, when did she do that? That woman was also arrested. The several videos also show the officers holding up sticks in defense and shouting commands at the protesters who were defending the ones who got arrested. Now, the charges against both protesters were later dropped. We did ask a Raleigh PD spokesperson for comment today and if the officers involved were still out working on the streets tonight. We were told no further comment would be given. We'll bring you any updates as they become available. For now, we're live in Raleigh. Imani Payne, CBS 17 News.
Now, if you want to check out those body cam videos for yourself, we have posted them in this story on CBS17.com and in our news app.
We are now an hour into the governor's new statewide mask mandate, but one group says they don't plan on following the order. Colleen Quigley is live outside the legislative building where Reopen NC held a rally today. Colleen.
Yeah, Marius, and after that rally, they marched here into the legislative building where they handed in a petition calling that mask mandate unconstitutional. They think people should be able to make a personal decision about whether they want to wear one or not.
While singing the national anthem, Reopen NC delivered a petition to North Carolina leaders in opposition to the statewide mask requirement ordered by Governor Cooper this week, arguing wearing a mask should be a personal decision.
I don't see a value in shutting down a population and taking away people's constitutional rights over a virus. Absolutely not.
Reopen NC co-founder Ashley Smith says they've gathered 7,000 signatures.
The time has come to open this state. People are suffering.
Calling the stay-at-home orders and phased reopening of businesses during COVID-19 unconstitutional.
And I also never read in the Constitution that any of us are promised. We're not constitutionally guaranteed a virus or a pathogen-free existence. It just doesn't exist. To live is to take risk.
Cooper's mask mandate went into effect Friday at 5 o'clock. Data released the same day shows COVID-19 deaths now sit at more than 1,300. Hospitalizations and new cases also increased Friday.
We all need to come together on this important issue, wearing face coverings so that we can make sure that this virus does not spread across our state further.
DHHS Secretary Dr. Mandy Cohen pointed to states like Texas now seeing spikes of the virus.
They're having to go backwards, actually, in their easing of restrictions, and I don't want to do that.
Well, you heard Dr. Mandy Cohen there referencing other states. We know Texas being one of them where they had to go back. She also said today, though, North Carolina's numbers going in the wrong direction. That is why she is urging everyone to wear a mask. Reporting live in Raleigh, Colleen Quigley, CBS 17 News.
Colleen, thank you. State lawmakers are holding off on boosting unemployment benefits even as thousands of people are losing their jobs each day. Some state leaders had proposed a plan to increase the amount of money people could get each week, but they've left Raleigh without approving that. CBS 17's Capitol reporter Michael Hyland is live in Raleigh digging deeper into why. Michael.
Some businesses are still closed with no indication when people will go back to work. One woman I talked to today says for her, that could take months. With big events like concerts on hold indefinitely, Ashley Hawkins has no idea when she'll work again.
Our industry is really at the mercy of coronavirus vaccination, so the future is really unknown.
She's a stagehand and has been out of work since March. She was at the General Assembly in 2013 when the legislature voted to cut unemployment benefits, putting North Carolina among states that pay unemployed people the least.
It's morally egregious that the state assembly has not done more for workers in North Carolina.
Because of the COVID-19 pandemic, some state lawmakers talked about boosting benefits, but lawmakers left Raleigh on Friday without approving that. North Carolina pays people a maximum of $350 a week in unemployment benefits. Republican Senate leader Phil Berger proposed raising that to $400 starting in early August. That's the point when people who are unemployed will stop getting an additional $600 per week from the federal government.
We don't know how solvent the fund will be. We have a record number of people on unemployment.
Republican Speaker Tim Moore says Congress is still debating what to do about unemployment, and that could impact what the state does.
We don't think it's a prudent time to do that just yet until we know exactly how this is going to go.
Hawkins says with all this uncertainty and anxiety, she may have to start a new career.
As that work comes back, it's going to be totally different, and it's not going to be enough to make a living on.
As of today, the Division of Employment Security says almost 1.1 million people in North Carolina have filed for unemployment benefits since the pandemic began. Live in Raleigh, Michael Hyland, CBS 17 News.
Michael, thank you. New at 6, a judge denied bar owners' request to issue an injunction allowing them to reopen. The association says it is unfair that bars and taverns still can't reopen, even at reduced capacity. The bar owners took Governor Cooper to court over the executive order just last week.
A new call tonight to get rid of school resource officers, this time in Wake County. Students organized a protest tonight. CBS 17's Bridget Chapman is live for us. Bridget.
Yeah, hey guys, the protest started about an hour ago and they have since moved into the streets here. As you can see, they are in the streets of Hillsborough and Salisbury. And what's actually kind of interesting with this is Raleigh police officers have blocked off sections of these streets for these protesters. Organizers tell me they did not communicate with them about this or plan that with them. They just happened to do it, which has not always been their first response for these protests when people get in the streets. But they are gathering by the Confederate monument that protesters and then the state removed statues from. The group who organized this is called the Wake County Black Student Coalition. They recently formed to be a platform for all black students in Wake County. This is their first Black Students Matter protest. They want to see student resource officers replaced with social workers or therapists. The students tell me they think that would provide more comfort and love in the school system. Here's what one of the organizers said about making their voices heard.
Because we're the next governors, we're the next presidents, we're the next mayors. We're the ones that have the power to make this sort of change happen in real life in America. And I feel like if we start now, we can make this into like a civil rights movement or that kind of thing. We can go big.
Now this event goes until 9 o'clock. Organizers did encourage everyone to wear masks. We have seen a lot of masks out here. They say this is also just the first event they have planned. Now we have reached out to the sheriff's office and the school district to get their reaction on them wanting to remove the SROs. I also reached out to Raleigh police to see what was behind them closing off these streets instead of talking to the organizers first or handling it a different way. We'll keep you updated. For now, live in Raleigh, Bridget Chapman, CBS 17 News.
We have altered our walking patterns. We don't allow the children to walk on Glenwood here.
CBS 17 getting answers for people living in the 5 Points neighborhood in Raleigh. Last night at 11, we told you about dangerous roads and intersection there. Over the last 3 years, there have been more than 200 crashes. Well, today, we did get an update from the city. According to the city of Raleigh, it's already posted new signs to help guide drivers. And later this summer, the city will add pavement markings to make the unusual intersection a little less confusing. As soon as we get a date for that update, we, of course, will let you know. And if there's something you want answers about or answers to, let us know. You can call the newsroom or send us an email to newstips@cbs17.com.
People are not taking this serious, and it's deadly.
And this veteran and coronavirus survivor knows what he's talking about. Next at 6, after spending more than 2 months in the hospital, what he says about getting to go home.
Lower humidity and higher temperatures. That was our last Friday of June. But now as we head into the weekend, temperatures continue to go up and humidity goes back up. I'll tell you when we might have to dodge some rain showers, too, coming up in your forecast.